Cher appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in February 2026, where she spent roughly 12 minutes discussing why, throughout the years, she has never found herself saying anything positive about Donald Trump. Rather than making a passing remark, she carefully explained the reasons behind her views, making it clear that her opinion had been shaped over a long period of time rather than by a single event.
If someone said that my daughter was a hot piece of ass, I would put my fist through his face. He's an asshole. He's such a dangerous, he is a candidate. He is so dangerous. Someone who would bring down the country because he doesn't win, he does not deserve any kind of respect, loyalty. I don't think he has two moral fibers to rub together. He wants to be the king, but he doesn't want to do the work. What he brings to my country, what he's awakened in my country is bigotry and distrust and a certain kind of supremacy in certain groups. And he lies. He tells something, and then you go back and you see what he said, and it seems like the truth both times. He's so terrific at lying. I've never seen anybody so good. I could go on and on this subject forever because I'm so traumatized.
Nobody knows the system better than me. I alone can fix it. I will restore law and order to our country. I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology. We will make America strong again.
You have, rightly so, been incredibly outspoken about your disapproval of President Donald Trump. Say one nice thing about him.
No. What's one nice thing about him? There's nothing nice about him. I can't say one nice thing about him. Donald Trump. First music. I have nothing good to say about him. I've never had anything good to say about him. Like on paper, he looks so good. You know, he was brought up rich. He had a good education. He's got all these young chicks. I don't know how young, but he's got all these young chicks. And he just keeps trading them in on younger chicks. And he's got all this money, and he's famous, and still he's such a Sometimes I saw him in this place called Mezzaluna, and he was very like, get up and go get the salt, go to the bathroom 12 times. It was like, dude, everyone sees you, no one gives a fuck, okay? We're rich, we're famous, we don't care who you are. He doesn't want to be president. He wants to, no one's more surprised than him. He wants the crowds, he wants the adulation, doesn't give a shit about the work. He shouldn't be in control of the remote, okay? I've lived through like 14 presidents, and I never thought that there would be a president that doesn't even like Americans. I've been alive for 13 presidents. Never seen anyone like the president that we have, I can't even call him the president, that has been willing to destroy our country for money and power. But in America, we're really suffering because we had no help, we had no leadership. You know, if your president doesn't care if you live or die, that's a pretty hard pill to swallow. Because you're just sitting there going, why isn't someone helping me? Some of the people, you know, came on Twitter and said, you know, you're a crybaby and you're a whiner. And I never cried and I don't whine. But I want to do something because I don't believe in him. And I feel sorry for the people who do.
You are a longtime Joe Biden supporter. You're a Joe OG. What was it about Joe that first struck you?
He invited me to see him, but I crashed his office. You know, and I was wondering, like, nobody's this. Come on, this is bull. Found out, I was so impressed. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with him. He has more than compassion. He's so smart and he's so dedicated.
Cher has emphasized the importance of voting, tweeting that President Trump, quote, governs by hate, fear, divisiveness, and lies. If you don't vote, he will rule the same way. Vote or suffer the consequences. That's from Cher.
During the conversation, Cher criticized Trump's policies, his treatment of women, his handling of major challenges, what she described as repeated falsehoods, and what she viewed as a lack of empathy. Her comments were direct, unmistakable, and delivered without trying to soften the message. Even so, Trump, who has often responded quickly to criticism from well-known public figures, remained silent for nearly 2 full days. According to the commentary, that silence was not because Cher had been unusually harsh. Instead, it centered on a single sentence she delivered midway through the interview, a brief observation that was spoken calmly before she moved on to another topic. It came after Stephen Colbert asked what troubled her most about Trump. After discussing several familiar criticisms, she paused, looked toward the camera, and remarked that he could present two completely opposite ideas while making both sound convincing at the same time. The statement was short, understated, and free of dramatic language, yet it became the most memorable moment of the interview. The argument presented here is that Cher was not simply accusing Trump of lying. Instead, she was describing what she believed to be a communication pattern in which conflicting messages are delivered with equal confidence, making the contradictions easy for audiences to overlook. For viewers who remember a time when public figures were expected to remain consistent from one speech to the next, that observation may carry extra weight. As an example, she suggested that Trump can praise the economy as stronger than ever while also describing the country as falling apart and insisting that only he can save it. Those ideas pull in opposite directions, yet they are often presented with the same certainty. The audience reportedly grew quiet because the example illustrated the broader point she was making. The commentary argues that similar contrasts appear repeatedly in Trump's public remarks, whether describing America as both thriving and in crisis, portraying himself as both unfairly targeted and exceptionally powerful, or making statements about past relationships that seem difficult to reconcile. Because Cher framed her remarks as an observation about a recurring style of communication rather than as a specific factual allegation, the commentary suggests there was little room for a direct rebuttal. During the following 48 hours, Trump remained active on Truth Social, posting numerous messages criticizing judges, Democrats, members of the media, and prosecutors, yet he did not mention Cher. Given his history of responding quickly to celebrity critics, the narrator describes that silence as unusual. On the third day, Trump finally commented, reportedly dismissing Cher as out of touch, claiming people no longer cared about her opinions, and arguing that she had been wrong throughout her career. According to the commentary, however, those remarks focused on Cher personally instead of responding to the central observation she had made. If you enjoy thoughtful breakdowns of moments that spark larger conversations, consider subscribing for more analysis like this. The narrator concludes that Cher's statement was effective because it described what she viewed as a recurring communication pattern, rather than making a single factual accusation. From that perspective, disputing the observation becomes difficult because it invites audiences to compare it with Trump's own public appearances. The commentary argues that instead of challenging the observation itself, Trump criticized the messenger, while Cher made no further comments about him after the interview. The narrator closes by suggesting that each time audiences notice seemingly conflicting claims appearing side by side in future speeches, they are reminded of that single sentence, reinforcing the idea that careful attention to repeated patterns can sometimes reveal more than any single headline ever could.